This is the story of the retired legends of Yokai.
Yeah, who are these legends? Who made them legends anyway?
Well, there's Rootzuki, there's Sikiyata, we got Mopi.
Who's that number one yokai dude? You know number one?
The one who makes the story have a hero?
Yeah, that guy. Who was he?
Well, there was a number 2 yokai legend by the name of...
Who was that legend guy? Was he the one who took after number one?
Who's number 1?
We're not talking about that one. Is there a third legend?
I thought you wanted to know who was the number 2.
No, that was you. I wanted to know who was number 1. You know, the one who left his life as a bell merchant?
A bell merchant? This is the story of the retired legends of Yokai.
Yeah, who made them legends? Was it number 2 who,
I thought you wanted to know about number 3.
There has to be a 1 and a 2 if there is a 3.
There is a number 3.
Yeah, but first you need to tell me about that number 1 dude.
I told you, number 1 was Rootzuki, and number 2 was Sikiyata.
Oh, Seeks, I knew that legendary yokai.
You told me you didn't even know number 1. Wait, you can't know number 1.
Why can't I know number 1? I could be number 1.
So you knew the great yokai Sikiyata?
I not only knew Seeks, I may be him.
You said you were number 1.
I might quite be number 1.
Sikiyata is number 2.
Seeks is that yokai. You know that yokai who walked across the Great Divide and united the fire with the river-soaked burning lanterns?
How did you know that?
I told you. I quite might be number 2.
You said you were number 1.
Yep.
You can't be number 1.
Why can't I be number 1?
'Cause you can't.
Then I'm number 1, 2, 3. Then who's number 1?
Number 1 was Rootzuki.
Then I'm number 3.
Then who's number 1?
You can be number 1.
I can't be no number 1.
Okay, you're number 2.
Alright, I'm none of the above.
Okay, that makes you 0.
There is no 0.
There has got to be a 0 if there's a number 1.
That means there's a number 4.
You said there was only 3.
There is way more than 3 retired yokai legends.
Now you're getting tricky on me, telling me all about all these yokai legends and never telling me who was that number 1 dude.
I thought you were number 1.
Why? Just because I've been known to rescue the girl?
Now you're number 1 and 3?
I said I could maybe be one of those many retired yokai legends.
You ain't retired.
How do you know?
I chill out with you every day, and you're always a loudmouth, outspoken yokai.
I told you I could be number 1.
You're not number 1, your name is Rootzuki.
Number 1s could be Roots.
Number 1 is Rootzuki.
Rootzuki and Robuchi. Pretty close, huh? Now you're telling me who was in front of number 2.
I'm telling the story of the retired legends of Yokai.
Why even was there a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4?
You started numbering them and asking who the number 1 dude was.
Then who is the number 1 and how'd he become the number 1 dude?
There is no number 1, a number 2, a number 3.
You said it was a story of yokai legends with a so there has to be more than 1, and to have more than 1, you have to have a 1.
Yes, there are many legends.
So if there are legends, number 1 legend yokai dude must be almighty powerful. How'd he get that way? Did he put all the other yokai legends in a sumo mind grip?
The yokai legends aren't numbered.
There has to be some order in the great legion of legends you are telling this story about.
Okay, yes. They come in an order.
Then tell me about the big boss Mucho Honcho legendary Yokai number one.
There is no tall tower boulder monument number one.
Okay then, tell me about the very first retired legend.
Okay, that would be Rootzuki.
See, I knew there was number one, a main hero in your story.
There is no number one. Rootzuki was the pioneer, the first to retire.
Rootzuki is number one.
There is no number one.
Bojangles, how come you never completely told me the grand story you know of the retired legends of Yokai?
Because you keep asking me to tell you about number one, the number two,
Bojangs?
and the number three.
Bojangs? I thought you said that the retired Yokai legends were not numbered.